It's time to break down some football.
We got to get our mind right. Touchdown, win.
From the perspective of guys who played in the NFL.
Caught, touchdown!
And a guy who had one really great sack in high school.
Oh, you're so weak. You're a waste of my time.
Greg Camarillo and Marcus McNeil are the pros. And Skraby is the Joe.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Two pros and a Joe starts right now.
I can't figure out why he's elite. Like, the guy's good. He does everything right. But does that make you one of the best in the game?
Bro, you get underestimated as a white wide receiver.
I mean, damn. But does that get you a triple crown? Like, does the guy come out there and be like, this guy's wide, I don't need to cover him? Bro, like, you think week 6, they'd be like, all right, let's cover this guy.
Bro.
I don't think they can.
They can't. And I can't figure out why, and it blows my mind. But the dude is great. He's a great receiver.
The best right now in the league, bro. The best. Like, I did not think Cooper Kupp was going to win a triple crown or even be in the top 5 receivers. Like, if you ask me at the beginning of the year who my top 5 receivers are, I don't think Cooper Kupp made the top 10.
I would agree with you. And then with the game, the season, the championships on the line, they still can't cover the guy. And I still can't figure out why. It blows my mind.
This is two pros and a Joe, everybody.
The pros are stumped.
I'm just sitting here because, my 49ers, they lost.
Oh, Skraby.
I felt so bad.
Everybody, I really do appreciate everybody who reached out to me to make sure I was okay. Because there was a lot of them. There was a lot of people. Greg Camarillo actually texted our group text and said, is Skraby alive? And I said, barely. And
he was there.
That was the truth. That was the truth. But we'll get to that game. Like I said, I'm the Joe, 1 sack in high school. We got Greg Camarillo, 8 years in the NFL, and then we got Marcus McNeil, 6 years with the Chargers at left tackle. What are you guys laughing at?
I love how 1 sack has just become your headline right there.
Did you get your second sack after puberty, or when you went to college?
That sack, yes. I never did get another sack. It was just 1 sack. It was a stat sheet filler that night. So
hey man, if Eric Weddle can make a comeback and get to the Super Bowl, you got a chance to get that second sack, Scrapes.
There's 2 people I am very angry at today. And
all right. Jimmy G?
And no.
What?
Jaqueski?
I'm not mad at Jaqueski. I'm not mad at Jaqueski. I am mad, and this has nothing to do with how he is as a human being, but I'm mad at Eric Weddle because he shouldn't have been there making all those tackles against the 49ers.
Okay.
So him being added to the roster really irks me, as well as Odell Beckham Jr. That irks me to no end because he also shouldn't have been there, and then he ended up crushing the 49ers. And
Marcus,
9 catches.
You see who we got tonight. What form of Scraves we got tonight?
Oh yeah. We got the haterade.
Scraves. He woke up on the hater side of the bed.
Oh, did you think he was going to wake up on the right side of the bed after a 49ers loss? Like,
man,
when I saw Debo breaking down after the game,
Debo.
I literally put Skraby's face on Debo walking into the tunnel, with the towel over your head, just breaking down, because you didn't want to take another step because you felt like your life was over.
I mean, I don't blame Debo. He literally, that dude, I've never seen a dude where you can describe. I've never actually seen a guy where, maybe I'm just riding the 49er high right now, but I've never seen a guy where he, you see him and you know that he left everything out there. Everything he had. And that's what he did. He got wrecked over the middle, clean hit.
Can we talk about that? That was great. Sorry that Debo got blasted, but that was that was a back in the day type of hit that was 100% legal and generally safe, and that shit was great.
Now, Greg, sorry, Marcus, with you being a wide receiver going over the middle, are you more scared than anything when you get hit? Why was Debo hurt? Just because he got hit so hard and he was down sternum,
you just
something like that?
Reconnect your brain stem to your brain real quick.
Okay, all right. Sounds good. Sounds good.
Control, Alt, Delete, restarting everything back in there. That's all.
All right. All right, sounds good.
Those are the worst type of collisions too, because it's like when you have like a guy screaming across the field, you know what I'm saying, to make a catch, and then another guy's momentum coming the exact same speed, the opposite way, like the crunch that you hear from that is just like painful.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Yes. It's been a few times I've heard people get hit like that, and I honestly thought the people were dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it sounds like a gunshot goes off.
Oh, bad.
You know what I'm saying? And you like,
yeah.
Like, ain't no way you getting up from that. So I was glad to see him get up, you know what I'm saying?
Me too.
And continue the game, because to be honest, if he wasn't in the game, like, I don't even think the 49ers have a chance.
Agreed.
No,
100%.
No. And that's why ultimately I'm okay with them losing, because they shouldn't have been there in the first place. Their offense can't do anything. Their defense was great, but in the end, I mean, they were not the best team on the field. And it hurts me to say that about the Rams, but in this mature age that I'm at of almost 37, I think that I have to acknowledge when the better team was the opponent. And you know, that sucks.
If you look at the rosters, like I do that a lot when I'm just trying to see the matchup, like who do I think should win, right? And the 49ers to me had way more depth on their team than a lot of teams in the playoffs, right? Like they didn't just have one stud here, one stud there. They almost had one player at every level that could play, right? The only thing about that was the Rams had more stars. You know what I'm saying? Like they were the one team that just stacked up better than them. And I mean, the Rams went all in. They put all the chips in. It was like, shit, we about to win this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what we're here for. Like, we in LA, we just put this new stadium up. Like, this is what we're here for. And it worked out for them. You know what I'm saying? So kudos to them. Kudos, but I just felt like the Rams just had more star power, more playmakers than the 49ers did. And even though the 49ers played great the weeks before, it just kind of like ran out, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's another thing that they played just like the Rams did. The Rams played all 2 games leading up to that as well. But the 49ers played closer games. They played tougher games. They played against the Cowboys in that end of the game win. And then they played in Green Bay. So it's been rough for them. And the Rams, they've been home, except for when they went to Tampa, they've been home for 2 of the 3 games. So it makes sense that they would have the upper hand. But you're right. They have more stars. And I hate to admit it. And I fucking hate to admit it.
And we'll be home again. We'll be home for the big one.
They are back home.
But they're the away team.
I mean,
it doesn't matter.
And by the way, I lost my mind about this earlier, but if this is supposed to be a neutral site, if this was at the Caesar Superdome or whatever the hell it's called now, then they would be in a neutral locker room. But now they're going to be in their own locker room in their stadium, and I think that is not a neutral site. I want to see them with like metal lockers. Like in high school,
really think a $5 billion stadium has some metal lockers?
I've heard the visitor locker room, which they are the visitors, so they should be in that damn locker room. I've heard that locker room is the worst.
That's SoFi?
SoFi?
Yeah, because it's like one long hallway. So when you're like trying to talk to someone, you have to like scream.
I've been in the Rams locker room in SoFi, and that shit's amazing.
Exactly.
I could pull up a couch and live in there. That shit is awesome.
Exactly.
That's what I mean. I'm all right with that. You made it to the Super Bowl, and you knew the whole time it was going to be at home.
How crazy is it that they played 54 of those things and no one played at home until the last 2 seasons in a row? That's just so weird to me.
First time the championship game and Super Bowl have been played in the same stadium.
Yeah.
I don't know what notch they hit on the NFL playoffs, but like they have turned the knob off this year. I'm
all the way up. That shit was amazing.
Like these past, like minus that first week where like I was like y'all should have just rolled week 17 straight, last week into the playoffs. But these last 2 weeks, man, have been like what I said before, what football fans are made of, right? It's some little kid that watched the game this weekend or the week before. They saw some heroic plays, you know what I'm saying? That is like, you know what? I want to be that guy when I grow up. You know what I'm saying?
So let me roll with that theme right there, Marcus, that these games came down to who made or failed on that heroic play. Like you could go through each one of these games and pick out probably 2-3 plays that were that defined the game. And so you're looking at Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. I'm looking at the end of the half right there with 3 seconds left from the 1 yard line, 5 seconds left.
Yeah.
That was a
bad.
huge one. Patrick Mahomes trying to score to go up instead of kick a field goal and tie, not being able to get it, almost fumbling. Matt Stafford almost throwing a pick to say that Jaquaski.
There's no A in his name, so it's very difficult to remember.
It's very difficult. Very hard. That's not just that's hard. But can we talk about that pick though? Or that almost pick?
Don't I wish it was a pick. Yes. Do we have to? We gotta
talk about it.
I work in a radio studio and I've seen the play probably 4 million times today.
I've watched it over and over and over on film. But this is not to knock on
Jaquaski.
Not to knock on Jaquaski, because I mean he went on Twitter and admitted that he should have made that play, and I feel bad for him because he'll never forget that for the rest of his life. Man, I replayed that shit in my brain at night. Imagine what he's doing. So I feel bad for the guy. But that pick, if he comes down with it, there's still 9 minutes plus left. But to me, that defines the entire Matt Stafford trade. If he makes that pick, it was a bad throw, a horrendous throw, should have been fair caught. If he makes that pick and the Niners win the game, you look back and say, you know what? Maybe Matt Stafford wasn't that guy. Maybe they shouldn't have thrown 2 first-round picks at him. The guy drops it. He makes more completions. They win the game. And now you look at it like Matt Stafford is that guy. Matt Stafford is clutch. It was a great trade. In my mind, comes down to one play.
Yeah, like hands down, like that one play could have made or broke Matt Stafford, and it made him this year. You know what I'm saying? Because now he's the quarterback that took them to the Super Bowl. But sometimes it just looks like to me, Matt has like a preset play in his head or where he's going to go. Sometimes when he throws the ball, and I don't even, it almost like maybe I'm tripping, Greg. It almost like he ain't looking at the receiver as much as he's just paying attention to like how he's throwing the ball, you know what I'm saying? Or where he's throwing the ball to. And not all the time is it like even matching up with what the receiver's doing or where he's at, you know what I'm saying? And it's either a pick or like the week before where he hit Cooper Kupp in the middle, you know what I'm saying? It's a touchdown, but all he did was just, you know what I'm saying, cock back and laid a pretty ball out in the middle and let Cooper run up under it.
That's exactly what he did. There was nobody open, and he just was like, I'm launching it. This is it. Launch code, engaged, red thing flipped up. Boy, did he get lucky too.
I mean, that's you guys said it. McVay traded just for this reason, and it paid off for him. And it's really interesting to think about that, Greg. I hadn't thought about it like that. Like, if he was picked off, everything is a failure. And
he would have 2 picks on the game.
Matt Stafford doesn't have what it takes to win the big one, even though he's won 2 games leading into that. But I want to get to Jaquaski Tart real quick because he spoke after the game. Greg mentioned it, and I wanted everybody to hear what he had to say. And I want to get your guys' reaction as a teammate and see what you guys think.
It's a moment a lot of athletes I know dream of, just being in this moment. Tie ball game, you can make that game-changing play. And for me, that's something I was thinking about all week. I know I can make that play. And when the play came up, I ain't make it. And I know that was a big play of the game, a big opportunity for me and for the team. And as a player, I mean, I just feel like I let my brothers down.
Damn it, man. I hurt for him. I respect him. He's owning it. It's not on him. You know, we're talking about these plays. As a teammate, it doesn't come down to you making one play. All 53 of us should have done a better job not to be in that situation. We're going to analyze it like one play because that's our job. But I love him owning it. I can feel the pain in his voice, and I got respect for the guy.
Oh man.
I just wouldn't throw anything at him.
Oh, sick burn.
see, I told you on this weekend, Scrape is the reason why those guys play defense, man. You know,
yeah. See, you see Scrapes, it keeps coming up.
It's the reason why they're not wide receivers, but you know, I'm glad he owned it. That's one of those ones you gotta just put behind you and like if anything, keep a chip on your shoulder to make you like go back and prove yourself, like why you should have made that play and why you are a great player. But at the end of the day, that's one that you just have to get past because you're not gonna get it back. And nothing you could do can ever get that back. Like it's not.
Let me ask you a tough one, and I don't mean to like bring this person up to make a joke, but Marlon McCree is associated with a terrible play in the playoffs.
It's the exact same thing because it's like you think like, especially like you never know as a player, right? When you're in that moment or you're that close to the Super Bowl, like whether or not you'll get that shot again. Yeah. So a guy who does get another shot, that play probably won't affect him as much, right? If they make it back to the AFC Championship, the NFC Championship, if they make it to a Super Bowl next year, then you know what? Half of the guys on the team are like, oh, we not even thinking about that no more. But the guys who aren't there anymore, you know what I'm saying? And then watch you go back to the Super Bowl, or the guys who never get a chance to even get close to the Super Bowl again, like that's going to be that play where it's like, oh, if he would have just.
So, can you get some background into that Marlon McCree so everyone knows what it is? But I have no ill will towards Marlon McCree. I felt like we were going to the Super Bowl. That play could have changed it, but I feel no differently about Marlon McCree. Good guy, good teammate.
I was gonna say I remember joking on Marlon the year we got back, and we was in the stretch line, and then like we were just getting back for the season, and like we were about to break up, and we used to crack jokes and shit like while we all stretching. And I was like, right before we all took off, I was like, hey, Marlon, I want to appreciate these fresh legs you gave me for that extra long off season. You know what I'm saying? I got an extra week in the off season. So
that totally probably broke the ice too. Like
then they broke the huddle and we just went on about our way. But that's it's always
you make a good point, Marcus, with the players that are going to go. They might get back there, they might not, or players that move on to other teams and watch their team go forward. Immediately, I think of Jimmy G, and he is probably not going to be on the 49ers anymore. They kind of had a mini funeral for him in the post game. But
the way he hugged Lynch at the end.
It's good. It's time. Again. It's time. You gave her everything you got, Jimmy. It wasn't enough, man.
It wasn't. But I'm thinking about him, and next year, if the 49ers make it to a position where they're in a super, I just don't see Trey Lance. I don't know what Trey Lance is going to do. He could totally come in and take the world by storm. But Jimmy could be watching them deep into the playoffs, and he's on like the Steelers or something, and they're missing the playoffs, which I think the Steelers is a good spot for Jimmy because
that was when you said it. I was like,
that's nice. That's nice.
Najee Harris, some Najee Harris action.
Just pull an Adam Schefter and go ahead and tweet it out that it's official.
Yeah. Okay. Oh wait, we're gonna get to that.
Oh my god.
But so Jimmy G, you guys both believe he's gone. But let's go back to some of these superstars that were made over the weekend and in the AFC Championship. Joe Burrow has been a superstar.
Ooh.
Joe Burr,
Joe Ice,
and so is that kicker, Evan McPherson. Man. That kicker has made 12 field goals this postseason.
Money Mac.
Oh my
and
God.
He has been he's been so good under heavy pressure. I mean, these are kicks to take your team to the Super Bowl.
A rookie.
Man. A rookie. 4 years ago, he was
Where is he from?
Alabama. He's like 4 years ago, he was on a high school field.
Hey,
unreal.
I'm gonna tell y'all like this. If the Cincinnati Bengals haven't showed me anything else, is like you might be able to get somewhere going to get players who played on winning teams, right? Because between their kicker, Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, and even Higgins, who used to go to Clemson, actually won a national championship at Clemson. So like all these guys are kind of set up for these big stages, and like they show out when the lights come on. And I don't think people realize like the difference between players who can show out when the lights come on and those who are just good, you know what I'm saying, most of the year. And then when the lights come on them, they find a way to fuck it up. You know
as much as that discounts Stanford players because we don't participate in that.
You're Pac-12 though. You're Pac-12. You're Pac-12. You're Power 5.
I do agree with you. You get to see what someone can do under pressure. You don't have to. It's not a question mark anymore. It's can that person perform under pressure? And if a kicker wins a national championship, if a quarterback wins a national championship, you can go ahead and erase that question mark and put it in the check. And I agree with that, Mac.
Yeah. That's the only reason why I'm not sold on Trey Lance, because he's gonna have to show me that he can like handle that pressure, and then I'll be able to like make a diagnosis on what I think the 49ers are gonna do next year.
Yeah, and talk about just playing through a ton of pain. I meant to bring this up earlier, but Trent Williams, I don't know why his name was escaping me. Left tackle for the Niners. Marcus, how hard is that to play with a grade 2 right ankle sprain? And you're playing against you're playing against Aaron Donald, you're playing against Von Miller, and you're trying to play through. I mean, Marcus is our left tackle extraordinaire here. So
yeah. I mean, it's as tough as it gets, but I can guarantee you this: Trent is probably better than their backup at 60%. That's the backup would be. So it's like kind of like, dog, just give me all you got, you know what I'm saying? And then we just trying to make it for these last 2 games. And you just got to do it, even though, like, that wasn't the Trent you would want to see, you know what I'm saying? You could see him getting pushed back, you know what I'm saying? That's not Trent Williams, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're just not pushing Trent Williams back. But if that inside leg can't put no pressure on it, like, the most you can do is just like getting away for a while, you know what I'm saying? Especially with that type of pass rush, you know what I'm saying? Like,
put your body out there.
Yeah, like, hey, we need you to be big and bad in the middle of these 2, okay? Like, hopefully your ankle holds up, but hey, a valiant effort.
It was a valiant effort. Anyway, I wanted to get your opinion on that real quick. Joe Burrow, though, he is definitely Joe Cool. That dude is he's got ice in his veins. Why couldn't he be called? I mean, Matty Ice has been named Matty Ice forever, and Matty Ice never did anything.
No, Matty Ice is not. Matty Ice lost that name years ago. He lost that name when they lost to New England. Yeah, like that was. He is Matty No Ice. You know what I'm saying?
He's Matty Defrosted.
Matty Water. Matty Water.
Matty Water. I would love Joe Burrow to be on my team. I would love for him to be the quarterback of my team because he, for whatever reason, nothing bothers him and everything goes right for him. He's that guy. He's the guy that I'm usually a hater of, and I can't be a hater of him because he's seeming to just enjoy it. He's just being him.
All right, I'm gonna say this. I can see Joe Burrow being the president. And I mean, I know it sounds outrageous, but if you just look at like his demeanor, his calmness, you know what I'm saying? He has like that good, wholesome look about him where you feel like, you know what I'm saying?
With the ice on him.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Confidence, so if you remove him like 30 years, now he's older, like, you know what I'm saying? Like
President Cool.
Like President Cool. He's already went like that's all I'm saying. All right. I know
Ohio is a swing state, man. You know he's got that wrapped up.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm just throwing it out there. So in 30 years, we need to come back to this podcast and be like, hey, remember that time you said Joe Cody?
Oh, gosh.
Now, how about
go ahead, Greg.
How about Joe Cool's dad smoking a cigar with Jamar Chase's dad?
Chase dad.
That was cool.
Isn't that great? Oh, that's the best.
Bro.
Go ahead, Marcus. While I get this set up, I have to show you guys this video.
Did you see Jamar Chase's face when they closed up him on the sideline when they were down? And bro, I promise you, he didn't look like he was worried at all, bro. Him or Joe Burrow.
Yeah, like they weren't.
Like I just love how cool these young guys are right now.
Yeah, and so you're talking about how cool Joe is. I don't know what he's got around his neck. It's a tweet. Or it's a press conference video, and he's got like a swoosh around his neck.
Is it JB9? Is he number 9?
J-Bo. It looked like J-Bo.
Is he 9?
It looked like J-Bo with a Nike shirt.
It's JB9.
Yeah, he is. So he's wearing a black turtleneck with this
the turtleneck, looking like Macaulay Culkin.
Bro, I can't unsee that.
You can't unsee it.
I can't unsee Macaulay Culkin now.
Yeah.
And I guess the media asked him if those diamonds were real in his little chain there, and this is what he said.
They're definitely real. I think I make too much money to have fake ones, so these are real. I'm sorry, what was the second question?
It was 9 out of 10 guys that respond that way. You'd be like, what an ass. But when you say it to him, it's like, oh, yeah, you're right.
What I'm telling you, like, hey, Joe for president, man. This man right here just does it all, bro.
That is kind of interesting.
Like, I love Joe's swag, man. I love the way he dresses. Like, I don't know if him and Travis Kelce, you know what I'm saying, hang out, but it's something going on, man. It's something going on. It's so going on. They too cool for school right now, man. They too cool for school.
The only thing, I know that he's Joe Cool, and I'm not Joe Cool, but the only thing I can't handle is the change lenses that he has, the ones that go from like glasses to sunglasses with the
oh my God.
Pre-game fit, I had those same glasses in about 04.
Yeah, exactly. 04 is when they should have been left, because they're, what are they called? Invisaligns or something? I don't even know.
Man, he got those from Lens Crafters, man. You know what I'm saying?
You know who's gonna need some. I'm just gonna try to do a very smooth transition, but it's not working. So I'm gonna make myself feel awkward and call myself out. But Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, Patrick.
He did not play well down the stretch here in this game, and he got outdueled by Joe Burrow. That's how good Joe Burrow was. And that kind of goes, I know that Patrick Mahomes has been in the Super Bowl, and he's been in it twice. He's won it once, and he's lost it once. Just them not going back just proves to you every time how hard it is to get to the Super Bowl, because they had an open path to the Super Bowl.
So Patrick Mahomes outdueled himself. And I say that because we're so used to Patrick Mahomes doing magical shit. I'm talking about 13 seconds and 45 yards. We're so used to that when he became normal and like messed up a couple times, or you couldn't find the guy open, like we're surprised. Like, oh my God, Patrick never does that. And it just showed us that, we love that magic. I love watching Mahomes. I feel kind of cheated that I don't get to continue to watch him. Same way I feel about Josh Allen. These guys are good. But he was normal. At the second half of that game, he didn't make the plays that we're used to making, that we're used to seeing him make, and Joe Burrows flipped it and became the guy making those plays.
Yeah, I'm going to say it like this. They finished like they started. They finished this season like they started. Like they came out the gates kind of,
sluggish.
Sluggish, not looking like themselves, not looking like the Kansas City we used to seeing, the high flying offense. And then all of a sudden it's like they flipped the switch, and then they got their foot on the gas. And like when they play like that, it's hard for anybody to really keep up with them. But even when they're playing like that, like I just didn't feel like they were as crisp as they usually are, right? Like I feel like they were just making too many mistakes, or trying to go for a big play when, what I'm saying, it's just as good to, pick up 50 yards on, 5 plays as it is to pick it up on 2, you know what I'm saying? But some of the times they decided to take those shots because, it's worked for them so many times in the past. But I think the way that they started off this season is exactly the way they finished up.
Yep. I would 100% agree with that. The one thing I think that they do too much of is try to be too cute. And you see them all the time, like doing these little like twirly doos and
the whirly bird
and all the whirly birds and twirly doos. And when it works, it's great.
Those are official names. Coaches say that. Do a twirly bird right here and a whirly whirl there.
We got to get you a whirly do. Twirly do. That's what they're yelling at everybody. But you know what I'm talking about, where they go like in the Super Bowl last year, it worked out, which really annoyed me because it's like they're doing like 360s as linemen. It's like some movie, some like stupid musical where the football team is like dancing during the game and stuff. It's so dumb. Anyway, you guys have no idea what I'm talking about.
No clue.
Okay, I'm gonna find this on Twitter real quick, but I feel like they get too cute sometimes, and they really need they try to be too innovative when they could take the easier route. That little pitch to Travis Kelce up the middle seems like everybody's got that figured out by this point.
Yeah. You said it earlier, Greg, like when you mentioned the play of the game was that play right before halftime that Cincinnati defense made.
That was it.
Like it was a momentum shifter, right? You come out first, they score what they had needed to do right before halftime to get it back, manageable and not down 21-3. Now I'm down 21-10.
Yeah.
And then the one thing that they shoot at that point, they were just playing like we all we can give them is a field goal. And they end up coming up with the stop and no points. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know like how much air that puts up under your wings as a team that's down going into halftime. You know what I'm saying?
You run in that tunnel. You run in the tunnel excited. Instead of your head down, you're excited.
So if you want to see this video that I'm about to play, the guys that I'm so upset about that I had to go search out, you just type in Chiefs trick play, spin move, and it's in the Super Bowl against the 49ers. It's 3-0 49ers in the first quarter. But this is the little whirly bird twirly do that they do. And it really bothered me.
To settle for the field goal was a little surprised.
They're setting up, and then they all do a little twist.
A shift and a direct snap.
And
it's Williams.
So that's why it made me mad. But
and it's good. So Scrapes, you know why they do that? Because it's fun. And it like gives guys energy. And you line up in practice and you fucking giggle like little boys playing football. Like it's exciting. And you practice it. And coach will be like, hell no, do it again. You all got to twirly do it at the same time. And it's just fun.
And it's just like you're literally using this in the Super Bowl just to like.
It's awesome. I love it. Shit like that is awesome.
See, this is coming to see you, Otis. You know what I'm saying?
This is that I love this podcast because it's so much different from my perspective, because I just like, as a fan, I have no control over anything. And so when they do that, it's insulting to me. They are insulting me and my team's defense because they think my defense is going to give up a touchdown. And guess what? My team's defense gave up a damn touchdown.
Scrapes, you know what started that same way? The fucking Wildcat. So we're in practice, practicing that. And we're like, what in the fuck is this? Like, this shit's exciting and nervous. And it works. And so dudes it's fun, it's innovative, and it gets rid of that monotony of practicing the same shit over and over and over again. And it excites guys.
Yeah.
It does excite. Yeah, okay, whatever. I mean, the Wildcat was cool. It was just because the Chiefs. You guys know me by now. I hang on to things, and I have a very selective memory for things that have been momentous occasions in my life. And
all right, Trent Williams going in motion, like
he should have gotten a penalty.
I mean, yeah. But I'm like, Big Mac, if coach says, hey, man, I want you in the backfield and I want you to go in motion, are you not like pounding your chest as you break the huddle?
What I'm trying to do, first of all, I was like, Coach, I got you. And the next question is, when you gonna hand the ball off to me? You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be a jet sweep to the left tackle.
That's not a jet sweep. That's
when we go. Yeah, that's more like
that's a semi truck sweep,
like a Boeing sweep, like a 757 sweep or something. You know what I'm saying? Definitely not jet. Definitely not G4.
I guess you're right. If they did that, I'd be all about it. I'd be pumped about it. Because then Trent Williams gets to carry the ball and he's on his Boeing jet sweep, and that's what they call it.
Disgusting.
We got a couple more things before we get out of here because we're going to preview the Super Bowl next week. But the one thing I want to say about Kyle Shanahan and some of the coaches, because Andy Reid, Andy Reid has lost some and he's won one, but he's lost more than he's won. And Andy Reid's a great coach. So Kyle Shanahan, people give a lot of crap to in the 49er world. And it's basically because I've come to this conclusion about 49er fans. Our expectations are so high. It's unbelievably high and it's unattainably high. And Kyle Shanahan loses 3 games in a row and everybody wants to fire him. The only thing about him that I'm worried about is that he's made the same mistake in a couple instances in these big games, and he's also given up a lot of points at the end of the game. Like Dan Orlovsky, quarterback for the Lions, he tweeted, "I think the absolute world of Kyle Shanahan, but in the fourth quarter of his last 3 playoff losses, the Rams outscored him yesterday 13-0. Chiefs in the Super Bowl 21-0. The Patriots in that infamous comeback 19-0. So that's 53-0 against Kyle Shanahan. And that is not a good stat if I'm him. I got to figure out what is that what he has to do in the offseason? I would go figure out why can't I score in the fourth quarter in a big game?
This is exactly what Big Mac was talking about. Who have I seen that's been tested when the going gets rough?
Yeah.
And Kyle Shanahan has been tested and has failed. And if you are one of our former podcast guests, JT O'Sullivan does a great job on the QB School on YouTube of breaking down the failures of the plays that he's called. And some of them are just bad. They're just bad plays. Some of them are just poorly executed, and that's the player's fault. Some of them are just flat out bad plays. But Scrapes, Dan Orlovsky nailed it. It's a disgusting trend that could lean towards getting fired. Granted, these things are happening in the playoffs, so he's doing something right.
Yeah. I will say, like, it's not his fault. You know what I'm saying? They need a quarterback. They need a quarterback that can handle the game in those moments. And Jimmy G, like, I'm talking about, like, just royally fucked it up. Like, like at the end, it's like, all right, Jimmy, this is your time. This is your shot right here. If you want this to be your team, go out here and do what you got to do to get us to the Super Bowl. Very true. And he did a whirly bird, ended up on halfway on his neck, and then tried to flip toss it to somebody.
I'm all right with that little toss.
Oh, no.
If he catches it, yeah. I mean, to be honest, I felt like
4th and 20 something.
I'll take a 4th and 18 over a
try to
third
get it out.
and interception.
So the problem was the play before that, where he threw a freaking 1 yard pass to the flat that ended up as -2. That's the Jimmy G trash right there.
And then I think he threw one to the ground on first down.
But it's also the play call. They sent 2 dudes in routes, and this is all from JT O'Sullivan QB School. So now let me not act like I'm breaking.
Hey, I was feeling
like, man, he's watching film and all this stuff.
There's two dudes in routes and like 6 dudes covering them. Like he had no option, but he's got to throw it away. So Jimmy G, and I did my same Cooper Kupp analysis. I figured out what's wrong with Jimmy G though. He'll never make a play that's not how it's supposed to be. If it's 3rd and 7 and George Kittle is called for an option route and he gets open, Jimmy G will make that connection all day. But if George Kittle's covered and Jimmy G has to improvise and make some shit happen, he will not make it happen.
That's when he gets happy feet.
It's Trader Joe's, man. He's good enough, but he's not great.
He's not even that slow. I mean, I guess you can't really be that fast against the Rams defense, but I feel like he can pick up like a solid 5 or 6, you know what I'm saying? Like Joe Burrow and
he
Josh
did it all
Allen
day against the Chiefs.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need you to run it for 30 or 40. Like, just give me 6 right here instead of like throwing it in the dirt and making it, 2nd and long. You know what I'm saying? Like the playbook is so much more open.
Yeah, I agree with you. And as a fan and a guy who loves Jimmy G, I cringed every time that he threw the ball across his body, and I'm like, okay, here comes the pick. Here it comes. And it doesn't happen. I'm like, okay, we got away with that one. And then he throws one to Jalen Ramsey, and it goes off of Jalen Ramsey's chest.
Oh, my God.
And you know why he plays DB?
Because he can't catch.
Right there.
And I'm like, okay, we dodged that one. And then we keep dodging him. And then the one where he's falling to the ground has no chance at anything. Tipped interception. It didn't even compute to me. I was like, is this real life? As it was going on in slow motion.
I'm like, anyone have confidence that he was gonna go take them down the field and score? I had zero confidence.
Do I have confidence of it?
In that final drive?
Not yesterday.
Really think, okay, Jimmy G's got this.
He's done it. He's done it a couple times in the playoffs. He did it in week 18. I really felt like I guess I'm too positive about him.
Yeah, you're too positive.
He has done it. He has done it down
there.
No way. You're too positive. No way. Like if I would rather have, I'm sorry, just about any other quarterback besides Jimmy G in that situation.
Oh my God, that is
not any other, but like he's middle of the pack. Like he's like 15. 14 through 16.
We're going to play a quick name game on starters who you'd rather have. I want to do this real quick.
I mean, let's look at just who's in the playoffs. Yes, Patrick Mahomes. Yes, Joe Burrow. Yes, Matt Stafford's questionable, but I'll give him a little
I'll still give him, like, he makes better throws than Jimmy G.
Josh Allen, yes.
What is this yes to? You're taking Jimmy or Josh?
Josh, no questions. Okay, no questions asked.
Aaron, yes. Tannehill.
No, absolutely not. Kirk Cousins, no.
Did you name Tom already?
Tom, yes.
Tom, we'll get to Tom.
Tom Brady.
We don't know. Okay, we don't know if Tom Brady is playing or not because there's some funny business going down with the Tom Brady. Basically, we've already played the name game and we've already named like 8 guys, and we would take all those 8 guys over Jimmy G. So
minimum 10.
I'm just gonna stop for Jimmy G's sake. I really hope he goes on. Like Alex Smith got traded to the Chiefs, and I was really hoping that Alex Smith went on to a great career, and he did. He went to the playoffs a bunch. Yeah, and I hope
Skraby, that's a great fit.
I'm gonna call up Tomlin. I'm gonna let him know. I'm gonna be like, you know what, Jimmy G needs a great young running back and a good offensive line, and some guys like Juju,
and
Chase
a great
Claypool.
defense. I love it. I think that's a great thing.
When he asks you who you are, Scraves, just say I'm the sack. Okay.
I know. I think he'll be a little confused.
Mike, relax. I had 1 sack in high school.
Mike, relax. Calm down.
It was
a whole sack.
It was 50. It was 53. It was 53 under smoke. You know, I was doing that, so I can call some plays for you if you want. But Tom Brady, I don't know if he retired or not. He
no one knows.
Like
Tom, just say something. Tom, just fucking.
He did.
He
said something today. He said something today.
I'm trying to be. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. It's all good. Because I know this is all craziness. Because on Saturday at like, I don't know, 11:30 a.m. I get like a million push notifications that Tom Brady has retired. I'm like, I had a feeling this was coming. This isn't that surprising. And then like 3 hours later, it was Tom Brady has not retired. No one knows where this rumor came from. Bro. Tom's agent is texting Adam Schefter, who broke the news. Adam Schefter. Jesus,
Adam Schefter,
like, what are you doing?
He fucked me on that one, man. I'm sitting here like trying to like, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be like I was in Twitterverse this weekend, y'all. Like I don't know.
Yeah, welcome to the Twitterverse.
Yeah, like I don't know how many people are out there in there, but like, you know,
billions.
Like I usually come in like Superman, you know what I'm saying? Like and just like lay it down real quick, but I was like, oh shit, the GOAT retired. It literally was like 1 minute on my feed. So I'm like, oh, this is Adam. This is credible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, let me retweet, let me repost, you know what I'm saying? This right here.
Because I'm Marcus the Twitter man now.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like so that we get people can think I know what the fuck I'm talking about. and 2 days later, people don't think I know what the fuck I'm talking about because like I'm
no one does.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and I knew this was gonna happen. That's the worst part. Like, I knew Tom wouldn't give us just a straight up, boom, I'm done, right? And I still fell for it.
There's some language in his contract that I'm pretty. People are thinking he is going to retire unless he completely wants to shove it to everyone and play another year just because he's mad that someone stole his retirement thunder. But there's 2 things on this. A, did Tom Brady leak his own retirement and then say no so that the attention is on him while these other teams are playing in the conference championship
Could
games?
be.
And the other is that he's got some contract stipulations that says, I don't know the exact one. I tried to explain this on the live radio and I completely butchered it. So I'm going to do it here too. But
stab away.
It was stab away.
Test him under pressure.
It was like if he retires before February 4th, he gets like $20 million. But if he retires after a certain date, because it's like a signing bonus that was deferred till 2022. And then if he retires before a certain date, the Bucks get to like recoup $16 million of his signing bonus. So people, stop with your eyebrows up there, Greg. He's giving me the Dr.
Makes
Evil
no
eyebrows.
sense.
No, but it's true. It's true. He has these provisions in his contract. So he could retire today probably and give the Bucks back $16 million or whatever. Or he could retire after the date and take the 20 mil and run.
I don't feel like Tom is in it for the money.
I feel like he's in it for the money.
I mean, no, he's been taking less salary so he can have better teams.
Not in these last few contracts.
What do you mean? He's making 20-something mil this year.
That's a lot of money.
Not for Tom Brady, not for a starting quarterback.
Ain't they like around 32 or something now?
We're gonna have to Google this. We're gonna have to Google this up.
I'm looking. Tom Brady was a 1-year, $25 million deal.
Yeah. You know who else makes $25 million?
Who's the best Googler?
Jimmy G.
Jimmy G. Exactly. Oh yeah. He's taking a pay cut. Roll with me. Trust me on that.
Jimmy G made $25 million.
But listen,
that's what happens
still
when
a
you're
discount.
the backup.
That's still a discount. You know what? What Kirk Cousins makes?
Yes, thank you.
It's in the 30s, I believe. I shouldn't have said that.
I believe he's coming up on 40 a year.
I mean, you have to pay a starting quarterback. Kirk Cousins 2-year extension with $66 million guaranteed.
Okay, so yeah, 66.
That's just the guarantee.
66 for Kirk Cousins.
You have to pay your starting quarterback in the $30 million.
You know what? I give Kirk Cousins that. I don't know why I was thinking y'all was saying Carson Wentz. Like, even though
he makes a lot of money too.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, it's just the going rate. Like you said,
going rate.
It's the going rate.
So Jimmy G is actually a discount. He's more valuable than $25 million, and Tom Brady is the ultimate discount because he's taking less so he can have a better team. And you can only do that because he's been playing for 22 years, and he's not even the main moneymaker in his household. That's wild shit.
I'm going to grab Tyrod Taylor for 15 or 10, you know what I'm saying, before I just give it to Jimmy G.
Okay, Houston, and you see what happened to them.
Yeah,
I'm saying though,
no way.
All I need is a quarterback. You know what I'm saying? Like at least Tyrod give me like
Jimmy G just got them to the NFC Championship.
Have you watched these playoffs? You saw what happened to Tannehill?
Yeah, like
you have live.
In today's football, you need a good quarterback. And I'm talking Jimmy G is the bottom of the rung as far as what I'm calling a good playoff
quarterback. I'm sorry. I don't put Jimmy G is an average quarterback to me.
Would you rather have Carson Wentz or Jimmy G?
Ooh,
if you say Carson, this might be the last episode of Two Pros and a Joke.
Wow,
I can't Wentz. I can't Wentz. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean, like
Carson Wentz is making $32 million average annual value on his contract.
Going right.
I mean, it's no way that I take Carson Wentz over Jimmy G, and that's just the eye test.
It's still Two Pros and a Joke.
That's just the eye test, though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
were you coerced into saying that?
just
enjoy hanging out with these guys, but I really like Carson Wentz.
Pressure on me, you know what I'm saying? But like, then I thought about, I was like, I don't think I would pick Carson Wentz over
anyone. Tannehill? Would you take Tannehill over Jimmy G?
I don't like.
They're the same
Tannehill.
Guy.
See, they're the exact same. I was about to say exact same guy. Different.
But Tannehill made more costly mistakes in the playoffs this year. Jimmy G.
Jimmy G's better than Tannehill. I will die on that mountain. All right, give me Jimmy G before you give me Tannehill.
Yeah, I agree. Just because I've seen Tannehill play quarterback, and sometimes it's worse than Jimmy G, but not by
I've
much.
never seen Tannehill do something spectacular.
Never.
I'm trying to think of a random middle of the road quarterback, like a Daniel Jones. Would you rather have Jimmy G or Daniel Jones?
Jimmy G.
No, I'm taking Daniel.
No,
you are not.
Taking Daniel. I'm taking Daniel.
Teddy Bridgewater. Jimmy G.
I'm taking Teddy.
No, you are not.
Yes, I am. Let me tell you why, especially with Teddy, right? Teddy can throw the same ball for me. You know what I'm saying? He's pretty smart, but then like he has a little athleticism too, to where I can get like, to me, I want a quarterback who isn't a Lamar Jackson, but at least is a Josh Allen, Joe Burrow who can pick up first down if need be. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let your secondary cover me up and blanket me and then me not be able to like just pick up 6 or 7 by running away from the defense. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. Like, I'm not asking you to weave through the defense. Just, hey, they dropped out. Oh, let me slide up the middle real quick. And you got to make that decision like right now. Now, will Teddy do that? No, you know what I'm saying, every time, but like
set that up. Fabulous.
If I line him up in a foot race, you know what I'm saying, like he'll probably beat Jimmy G, so that's why he wins.
I have a couple more names and then we're out of here.
All right.
By the way, Tom Brady retiring, we'll get to you next episode because we still think that we'll wrap that subject up, but it was really dumb. And I think there's a conspiracy theory that I
got to get it quick the fuck out of there before we leave today.
Oh, of course. Okay. What about Jimmy G or Mac Jones?
Jimmy G. If Mac Jones is going to the Pro Bowl, that's disgusting. That's gross. Stop it. Cancel the Pro Bowl.
Marcus, did you just say you're taking Mac Jones?
Don't.
He's an Alabama guy. He's an Alabama guy.
Listen. I will tell you this about Mac Jones. Like I bet, I saw him in Alabama, and he's the worst built, like just goofy looking guy. Like, you know, when you see him, like he doesn't like really equate to me as like a football player type, like build.
The opposite of Joe Cool.
Yeah,
Totally
but
get
like he actually makes good throws. I don't know why they didn't give him a chance in New England to like really like pass it around like that. Because
you know why?
Why?
Because he can't do it.
Bro,
now. He might get better. Go ahead.
Bro, he has accuracy too. You know what I'm saying? Like he has accuracy, you know what I'm saying? He's smart. And then Tom Brady, like not Tom Brady, but Drew Brees actually at the beginning of the year said that he was the best quarterback that was supposed to be in this past class. He felt like he was the front running quarterback in the whole last class. So in front of Justin Fields, Trey Lance, you know what I'm saying? Like I heard
there were rumors. Yeah, there were rumors of him going number 3.
The Niners set that up. Yeah.
So I feel like Mac Jones, you know what I'm saying? He made the playoffs as a rookie. You know what I'm saying?
He's not terrible.
He's not bad.
He's not bad.
All right. The final and probably the most decided. Ooh, Jared Goff, real quick. Yes, no?
No.
Jimmy G or Jared Goff?
No, Jimmy G.
I'll take Jimmy G over Jared Goff.
Okay, last one. Baker Mayfield.
No.
I'm taking Baker.
No, really? Wow. All right.
Yeah, you have to. You
found our hole there.
You already have Debo. You have Kittle. You know what I'm saying? You add a running quarterback to the mix, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then I don't need you throwing deep balls. Kittle and Debo, you could throw middle balls all day. You know what I'm saying?
Look who Baker had. OBJ.
Wait, stop trying.
Landry, Chubb. Who's the other guy? Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt.
They got a good tight end. I don't remember his name.
People Jones. Njoku.
My man's got weapons. He's just his ceiling is not that high.
He was also hurt.
He's also not that good.
All right. Well, neither. Well, I mean, in the end, Jimmy G isn't either. So
I'm doing a lot of hating right now. I apologize for my excessive hating.
No, I love it. I love it. At
Jimmy
least it's not me
and the G stands for gone.
It is gone, and it's not good enough for that team.
Did you just see? Oh my God!
Jimmy gone.
Did you see the dagger that went through my heart when Marcus said
Jimmy gone.
Josh McDaniels, coach of the Raiders. Who cares?
Oh man! All right. Before we wrap it up, the fuck is going on with the play clock? It's just set zero. Like it says zero. There's technology. Like let's buzz the refs when that shit hits zero. Like in basketball.
Yeah.
It's unacceptable. Yeah. Thank you for letting me get that out.
I'm tired of this whole like adage. Well, if I look back to the clock and then I look at the ball and it's still
blow
there.
A damn horn.
It's like, hey,
yeah.
I know how old some of these guys are, and their necks aren't working the correct way. So they're not on the same swivel.
They got that Mac neck on my neck on this far.
Marcus has to turn his entire body, and then he has to turn his entire body back.
I got
to do
like
a full 2 seconds.
It's
like a full 2 seconds.
They done fused all this together, so like
that is like a full 2 seconds. And anyway, thank you for that, Greg. You have anything, Marcus? I don't actually.
No, I don't. I mean, the only fuck I had was Adam Schefter. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what the fuck is going on?
That bum ass news for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, now I'm trying to make a career of this, and you right here got me lollygagging with my information.
Oh, fashionably late to Twitter, and you falsified reporting stuff.
Then I'm throwing out some BS. You know what I'm saying? Like the little dummy accounts. You know, like the fake Sports Center account that gives the bad news.
You gotta be careful of that. You gotta look for the blue check mark because they're very good at making you think these accounts are real.
Oh man, and they'll switch the R and the E, and then like you be like, oh, that's Sports Center. I'm looking at it like, what? Mike Vick's coming back?
No, that is so funny because there's been a few times where I've live on the radio broken news and it's not correct. It's like, yeah, and then it's like it says like Adam Scheffler or something, and I just immediately read it and it says some crazy trade or whatever. It was really embarrassing.
Rose in the Hall of Fame. I saw it.
Yeah, it was really embarrassing. It was really embarrassing. Oops. But that's it. for our championship round recap. We'll be back next week with a Super Bowl preview, and hope you guys all go to twoprosandajoe.com. You go to our social media handles at twoprosandajoe. Marcus is now the Twitter man, so you could go to at Marcus McNeil73 on Twitter. You got at Catch Camarillo on Twitter, me at Matt Skraby, and us at 2 Pros and a Joe. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode. Let us know who you think's going to win the Super Bowl, Bengals or Rams. We'll make our predictions next week, everybody. Tom Brady. I'm not going to say it.
It's all right. I'm your Twitter man.
Oh, late night.
What?
Yeah, you feeling that? Oh, yeah.
Did Shaft just show up or something?
Old school set. Yeah.